The Promise by Nicola Davies, illustrated by Laura Carlin. On a mean street in a mean city, a girl tries to snatch an old woman's bag, but the woman will only relinquish it in exchange for the promise. And so begins a life changing journey of pain forward happiness, sure to touch the hearts and imaginations of readers young and old. The Promise. When I was young, I lived in a city that was mean and hard and ugly. Its streets were dry as dust, cracked by heat and cold, and never blessed with rain. A gritty yellow wind blew constantly, scratching around the buildings like a hungry dog. Nothing grew. Everything was broken. No one ever smiled. The people had grown as mean and hard and ugly as their city, and I was mean and hard and ugly too. I lived by stealing from those who had almost as little as I did. My heart was as shriveled as the dead trees in the park. And then one night I saw an old lady down a dark street. She was frail and alone, an easy victim. Her bag was fat and full, but when I tried to snatch it from her, she held on with the strength of heroes. To and fro we pulled that bag until at last she said, "If you promise to plant them, I'll let go." What did she mean? I didn't know or care. I just wanted the bag, so I said, "All right, I promise." She loosened her grip at once and smiled at me. I ran off without a backward look, thinking of the food and money in her bag. But when I opened it, the bag held only acorns. I stared at them, so green, so perfect, and so many, and I understood the promise I had made. I held a forest in my arms, and my heart was changed. I forgot the food and money, and for the first time in my life, I felt lucky, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I slept with the acorns as my pillow, my head full of leafy visions, and in the morning I began to keep my promise. I planted beside roads at rotaries, among rubble, ruins, and rusty railings, by train tracks, tram lines, and traffic lights, in abandoned parks and gardens laced with broken glass, behind factories and shopping malls, at bus stops, cafes, and apartment buildings. I pushed aside the mean and hard and ugly, and I planted, planted, planted. Nothing changed at first. The gritty wind still scratched the parched, cracked streets. The people scowled and scuttered to their homes like cockroaches, but slowly, 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 shoots of green began to show. Trees, first here and there, then everywhere. People came into the streets to see. They touched the leaves in wonder, and they smiled. They had tea together by the tiny trees. They talked and laughed. And pretty soon, they were planting too, trees and flowers, fruits and vegetables, in parks and gardens, on balconies and rooftops. Green spread through the city like a song, breathing to the sky, drawing down the rain like a blessing. But by then I was already far away, planting in another sad and sorry city. And another, and another, and another. And last night in a lonely alley, a young thief fought me for my sack of acorns. I smiled and made the old bargain, knowing how a heart can change, knowing that my planting will go on.